Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a lovely day today. So today I'm going to start discussing some of the core concepts for our public speaking class, going over a baseline that I want you to consider really for everything we do moving forward, right? But before we do that, I do kind of want to take a moment to explore just that concept of public speaking, right? Now, the speaking part, that's communication, and that's pretty much everything we're going to talk about in the semester. The public is the piece I want you to go ahead and really consider, right? So a public speaking context, we always think of audience, big auditorium, doing the big speech, right? But really public speaking, the idea of what a public can be is much broader than we often initially think. And it's important for you to kind of take that in just because it makes a lot of the skills and context we're talking about here just much more relevant. Most of you aren't going to be speaking in front of big auditoriums all the time. Like maybe you'll have a job, right? Where that's what you do. But our day-to-day, our publics are going to be our colleagues, our coworkers, classmates, right? People we're in the office with, sharing presentations, ideas, new plans we're working with in teams and committees and all that kind of fun stuff. Working as a team to get things done, right? That's our public speaking context. Or the job interview. That's kind of, we're going to end the semester just because that's the most relevant and important kind of public speaking the vast majority of us will ever do in our lives. Speaking to an unknown hiring committee, right? To get that job we really want. So open up the idea of the public, and all of a sudden, everything we do has just a lot more immediacy to it. And I think that helps. For me, at least, it helps to know I'm not just exploring an abstract set of skills that I might use once in a while, one day, somehow. What we're doing is stuff you can use every day, really, if you want to apply them for a wide range of goals. All right. So I always find knowing why I'm doing a thing, why I'm learning a thing, it just helps me a lot. And maybe it'll help you too. All right. So moving on. We've defined our public. So let's go on to speaking. Well, that's basically the class. Communication really is what it comes down to, right? So there's two things I really want you to have as a baseline foundation for everything we do here. And that is that we're going to be training our awareness and training our curiosity to help build our communication skills. Now, we break it down into those concepts because at the end of the day, communication is something we do all the time. And so it can feel innate. It can feel natural to us. It's something we just do. We don't think about it. That's where awareness comes in. It's really important to recognize that there are many things we just do every day that are actually skills that really can be honed in practice. Active listening, right? Managing our tone, how we deliver, how we encode and decode our messages, which I'll talk about in the next video. Those are all elements of awareness, right? So we're going to be working on increasing our awareness. And so just have that in your mind. And I try to keep it as simple concepts, right? Everything will boil down to, okay, we got a lot to track in a day. So just remember awareness and curiosity. So that first one's awareness, and that second one, curiosity. Now, curiosity, of course, we want to know things, right? We want to grow, we want to learn, and we ask questions, we learn. So that is an obvious baseline for anything in education. But more so in communication, it's really relevant and it's really useful because anxiety and stress, right, are the two biggest concerns a lot of my students have and people I talk to, and I've dealt with. Everyone deals with that, stress and anxiety, right? Curiosity is one of the more powerful mental states that's really able to overcome that fear, that stress, and that anxiety. And it's not something that can immediately come over it in the moment, right? It's not immediately just like, I'm curious and now I feel no more stress at all, right? I'm not, making it that immediate. But if you have a default stance of curiosity and you train it and you build it, then instead of becoming afraid, you can default to being curious. And that is the most powerful antidote that I have found after 20 years of public speaking professionally, working with students on language, more recently in the last several years, really focusing in on the communication aspect of that language. Curiosity is just so powerful. It really is. It really is to manage that stress, to manage that anxiety. And so we're going to talk about that specifically, how it will help you in a very practical set of ways, right? So I'm going to reference awareness and curiosity throughout the semester, but just know that's our baseline, right? We're training awareness and we're training curiosity. They are no more innate to us than how we speak is innate to us. It's all learned. And that's another really important concept we'll be going over. Anything learned can be improved, can be grown, can be revised, all right? So I look forward to talking about these ideas with you as the semester goes on, and I'll see you in the next video.